Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Evil Man. Get down!
Oh no! The president's been shot at again! And missed again! Oh my god!
Oh man, yeah, that's two now. Hey, we've got the old bullet in the ear, and now I guess an AK-47 on a golf course. Just I don't even know if it came close.
They said it wasn't in the vicinity of the president. Nothing. They couldn't even when a bullet took off a chunk of his ear. They couldn't really play it in the news. Like everyone was like, "All right, yeah."
There was a brief time, like in the immediate aftermath. Remember where people were like at the Republican convention in solidarity? People were wearing like bandages on their ears to show that they stood with Trump. It looked so funny. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
Maybe now they'll show up to rallies in golf gear, to sympathize with that he was on the golf course when he almost got AK-47'd.
I can guarantee that I stand no chance in my life because of the way I've arranged my life. There is 0% chance that I will ever be assassinated on a Florida golf course or an Ontario golf course.
You never know. You just opened up that possibility portal to the possibility of that happening.
Yeah, we have a lot of listeners
because you
Mike.
created the idea.
Oh crap. I did take golf lessons as a kid. My brother Terrence and I did.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You must have thought that was so humiliating.
I thought it was fun, but I was terrible at it. And Terrence was way better. And then I just remember our golf instructor at the end of every lesson would go, "See you here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel."
I think if President Trump has a bad score some days, like a bad golf game, then at the next Republican whatever, what are those gatherings called?
Convention,
everyone should show up with like bad golf scorecards in solidarity with him and show that they've gotten more than one bogey.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, for the video viewers, it would be cool to, if at any point today you want to show off your swing, I know everyone would probably love to see that.
Oh boy, that takes me back. I haven't swung a club in probably 30 years. More. Because I was a kid. I could try.
Oh, Mike, okay. We've got Mike, because we're doing this remotely today, so Mike is in his living room, and he's wearing shorts today. Oh, and he's pulling out an umbrella.
It's an umbrella. It has the Canadian flag on it.
Oh, that's very nice.
So how do you stand, like this?
Pretty much. Oh. That's a left-handed swing.
That's baseball.
Oh, sorry, I got confused.
Yeah,
so
that's a baseball swing. Oh. And he's very good. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a home run. Hole in one.
That was great, Mike.
Thanks.
So do you think you're a lefty?
That's my inclination, but maybe it's wrong. Wow. When I first started playing guitar, my inclination was to play left-handed, and then the guitar salesman or the guy who ran the school was like, "Oh, you probably want to play right-handed like most people because left-handed guitars cost more." And then he ruined my possible musical career future.
Oh my God.
Maybe he didn't want you to get burned for being a witch.
Maybe.
Damn.
All the great witches played left-handed. Jimi Hendrix, Paul McCartney.
Oh my God. If you listen to their lyrics, they're fully witches.
Mm-hmm. When you were a kid, did you ever try to write with your left hand? Like, did you ever have that urge?
No, it was always the right hand. But
when you were a little kid, what side of your mother's breast were you attracted to suckle the most? Left or
I
right?
I can't remember, but I wasn't allowed access to either one. So
Oh, right. She had like this weird sort of cage with a lock on it on her chest when she had children.
she had a we had a Winnie the Pooh that she sort of put a nipple on it, and then she rigged
Mhm.
a tube leading to a bottle of milk on it. So I basically had to suckle a Winnie the Pooh. I don't think it messed me
But
up too
sometimes
bad
the
though.
nipple on the Winnie the Pooh would sort of like fall down a little bit because the hole was big, and then the nipple would be coming out of Winnie the Pooh's crotch. And so, like, other parents would see you just going to town on the crotch of Winnie the Pooh.
Who's that little boy sucking off Winnie the Pooh?
Oh dear. Oh bother. Oh bother. Think, 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 think,
I don't
think.
remember that from the books. Christopher Robin never did that.
If you ask me, Christopher Robin's imagination has gotten fucked up. Yeah.
Imagine if
I don't think
Trump
my
got
mom
shot.
breastfed me
Oh,
either. I think she just gave me cans of Diet Pepsi.
here you go.
I
Look
wonder,
out.
Chris.
You're in front of the TV.
Chris, I wonder if you were denied being breastfed as a baby, if that has fueled your insatiable sexual desire about breasts now as an adult.
Well, the algorithm for Instagram search has, like, all of a sudden really become specified in giant, oversized AI breasts with a bit of milk dripping off the nipple.
Oh,
Yeah, so
huh.
they really went into the unconscious zone for me. You're right. I think the algorithm of Instagram search now is kind of like exploring all of our deep unconscious desires now,
Right.
psychologically. It's really weird. Like, what does your Instagram search come up for you?
For me,
Hmm.
it's tends to be maybe like travel, video games, and ladies with busty ladies. That's just the truth. Not necessarily proud of that, but that's what it is. But
Why,
I could check
why
right
would
now.
you
I don't
not
know
be
if
proud of that either? That sounds like you're a fully healthy, flesh and blood, red-blooded male.
yeah, if I'm looking at my
Travel, adventure, Alexander the Great.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Imagine what his Instagram algorithm was like. Oh my God.
Spanish conquistadors. Those guys like to travel.
Yeah, true. My algorithm right now is a Star Trek DS9 meme, a Bart Simpson picture, some busty ladies with dark hair, and and a thing for a pea and mint puree.
Okay, I'm gonna look at mine right now for real. Okay.
Yep, that was for real for me too.
Okay. Dave Grohl. Who did Dave Grohl have an affair with?
Oh my god, we
Aussie
got to get
fans have a
Mike's.
new theory.
We
A
need Mike's take on
19-year-old.
that later.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt 2014 to Brad Pitt 2017. How much better he looked. And a clip of Ben Stiller from Happy Gilmore. And honestly, it's there's no busties until about 12 or 13 picks down. So I've actually been looking at some more entertainment world type stuff.
Hey, congrats.
I feel like, yeah, I feel better. I don't
Um,
feel as much as a pervert today.
Mike, I totally have been meaning to ask you your thoughts on the official Dave Grohl press conference about his child out of wedlock.
Let's just put it this way. I won't be buying the new Foos record or seeing the Foos in concert next time they come to Toronto. I am thoroughly disgusted with Dave's actions and how he has absolutely insulted and defiled the sanctity of the vows he took with Mrs. Grohl.
Do you think he was in a David Letterman situation where someone was blackmailing him? Because why else would he announce to the world, I had an affair? He's not our dad. We don't need to know.
He announced it
Yeah.
during the presidential debate, too. During the debate on Instagram. Yeah, I guess someone was going to
Joe, I'm just gonna stop
publish.
you for a second. I'm getting an alert.
Oh my god. I mean, um, it's funny to announce that on Instagram, uh, that you've had a baby out of wedlock,
I
and
think it's funny to announce at all. You don't
Yeah,
need to announce that.
I really don't think he needs to either. It's
maybe
weird.
someone was gonna tell his wife or go to the press, and so Dave was like, I
That's what
gotta
I.
beat them to the punch.
That's what I'm thinking. Like remember Letterman? He announced that he had an affair with a woman who worked for him, and it was because someone who knew was blackmailing him,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
he's
he was
getting ahead
getting
of it.
ahead of the blackmailer.
Yeah. So
Okay, here's the
that's what.
thing. This is what I don't understand.
Okay.
If you're one of the leaders of two of the most famous, biggest rock bands of all time, I mean, he wasn't the leader of Nirvana, but his backup vocals are pretty buried in there, and they really helped out those two records there. And then Foo Fighters, and you're worth over hundreds of millions of dollars. You're beloved. You're on tour all the time, screaming fans every night, constantly touring the world. Why would you have sex with someone other than your wife? It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it enough of a sexual thrill to play a sold out show at a stadium? Doesn't that provide more satisfaction than just
Can't
doing
you?
a crude physical act?
I agree with you, Mike. Can't you be on tour for months and months and months at a time around the world and just stay excited for the time you get to go home and have sex with your wife?
If I were Dave Grohl, if I was on tour every night playing to adoring fans in the stadium, doing press, everyone loves you, you're doing interviews, you're regarded as like the nicest, the funniest guy in rock. I couldn't concentrate on playing the stadium show because all I'd be thinking about is I hope this gig is over soon so I can get back to my hotel room and masturbate.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to send a
Yeah.
text to my wife saying, "Can't wait to see you in 3 months, honey."
Does this mean that
You
like
know what
Mrs.
we're going
Grohl?
to do? You know what we're going to do, Mrs. Grohl.
Hello, Mrs. Grohl, are you up? I just finished playing a stadium show. Do you think that Mrs. Grohl is now gonna like come on tour with him and be like watching him like a hawk, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, Mrs. Grohl won't get off my case. She's looking at me from the
Yeah.
wings when I'm on stage. She's in the hotel room."
I like the idea that he just plays Everlong and the crowd's going woo, and backstage people are like, "Dave, you got to stay and party with us." And he's like, "Sorry, I can't. I've got to go back to my hotel and masturbate."
Yeah.
It's really-
Thank you. You've been a wonderful crowd. No, no, no. We'd love to believe me. We'd love to play you more songs, but I know we've only played for 10 minutes, but I really got to go back to the hotel room and masturbate.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Barcelona. Have a good night. I'm going to go masturbate. Well,
And
he
he has
was quoted. I don't know if you saw this, but he was quoted as saying, "When I had sexual relations with this woman, I was thinking of my wife the whole time. And while she was pregnant with my baby, I was thinking that it was like my wife was pregnant with a baby. And then when her baby was born, I was thinking, this reminds me of the time my wife gave birth to one of our babies." So he was in the right place mentally the whole time.
Yeah.
I think that his wife should force him as punishment to change the name of the band from the Foo Fighters to the lying, cheating Foo Fighters who commit adultery.
They should change their name to the Cum Insiders.
Yeah. What
That
on
joke
earth?
sucked.
But wait a
That joke
second.
sucked. But let's,
You
yeah,
know,
you're right. Let's explore this part.
but I was just going to say, Dave, you're an absolute madman if you're having sex, presumably with some woman you met on the road, and you're not using a condom or something. What are you doing? That's
Yeah.
asking for trouble, if you ask me.
Yeah. not using a C note. Also, um, you know, you can literally like take it out and throw it all around, put it wherever you like,
You can
rockstar style.
put your food wherever you want.
Yeah.
Rockstar style.
Here's what I think happened. I think this devious 19-year-old fan seduced and tricked him into getting her pregnant, and
She was
he is the
19?
victim. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's bad.
god.
Yeah. So she probably dressed up to look way older, right? And she tricked him. She probably dressed up to look like she was like, 47, 48.
I
And
bet you
then,
she dressed up like how Bugs Bunny did when Bugs Bunny would sit in a rocking chair and pretend to be an old lady with like a white
yeah.
wig on and a big dress.
Yeah. And then Dave Grohl saw that a rocking chair in the front row and he was like, oh, come back to my hotel room.
Everlong is this next track, Everlong, is dedicated to that old lady rocking in the front row.
Apparently, Dave Grohl has said from now on, he's only going to have sex with women who are post menopause so that this never happens again.
Okay, I think Dave Grohl is mostly a good guy. I think he's got a rock star lifestyle, so he's probably made some insane choices, of course, comes with the territory. But moving on from the baby, haven't you guys ever noticed that he always looks extremely pudgy and wet?
He has a very bloated face.
But I feel like it's always wet too for some reason. Anyways, I'm not one to make fun of, I can't make fun of anybody else's looks because
He might have
I'm not a
fine
beautiful, handsome
hair.
Hollywood star, but I feel like there's a wetness to Dave's look. Maybe not. No, I'm looking at some pics. He looks pretty
Well,
dry. Forget what I
Chris, if
said.
I have fine hair,
Yeah.
and it makes my hair look greasy very quickly,
So maybe
and
that's what he has.
maybe he has fine hair.
You know what? I'm looking at pics of him right now. He does have fine hair. Um, I gotta tell you, there's about 3,000 guys in Toronto that look like Dave Grohl. Like, this is a look that is all over Toronto. Probably everywhere. Maybe there's a lot of
Like
guys
how
that don't
so?
even know it out. There's a lot of guys that probably don't even know it out there, but you have the Dave Grohl look. You're rocking the Dave Grohl look. Look at his look.
Yeah, it is. It's a common sight in Toronto. That
Mm-hmm.
You
look.
want to? If you want to see a very different Dave Grohl look, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, Google when Nirvana did an SNL promo with Charles Barkley,
Mm-hmm.
and
I've
Dave
probably
Grohl
seen
is,
it.
I
Yeah.
guess, 20 or whatever, and he has no beard, and he's giving like a weird
Oh
look
yeah.
to
Yeah.
camera,
I
and
remember
he really
this.
doesn't have a chin.
He
And
definitely needed the beard, probably, right?
yeah, I mean, so did I. I have a bad chin too, and the beard really helps out with that. But he looked like an awkward, gangly young man, and
Mm-hmm.
the beard really fleshed him out.
I'm just gonna say it. I stayed up that night to watch that episode. I definitely watched it live.
I
I
don't
will
Me
say
think.
this,
too.
James. If you have fine hair like Dave, I don't know. What do you think about growing it long? Growing your beard a bit bushier?
I could if you think I could pull it off. I'm not sure I could.
I know
Put it back.
you're happily married to Ebony,
Hmm.
but chicks might go crazy, dude.
Really?
And to complete the Grohl look, make sure your face gets really puffy and wet.
He definitely
Well on
drinks
my
a few
way.
beers,
Yeah.
but
I have to say, I may have
we
been
all
saying
do.
something that is not true. I thought I heard somewhere that the woman who gave birth to his child was 19. I actually can't find that online. I may be
Okay.
repeating false news, but she's younger than him in any case. I don't know.
Well, you got to watch what you say on Evil Men because we are officially now known as a news channel. Because we do deliver the news on Evil Men weekly.
Absolutely.
I think if I were Dave Grohl, like the next Foo Fighters album, he has a great subject to do a concept album about.
Yeah.
Cheating on his wife, having a baby outside the marriage, revealing it to the world on Instagram. It could be a a double album maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of 90s rockers, did you see there was a video today I saw of Billy Corgan was in Toronto where we're recording
Oh,
today. Have you guys seen this?
no.
No.
And Billy Corgan was like, "Hey, look, I'm in Toronto's oldest sewer." And then he was being silly in the sewer. And I didn't expect that from a guy like Billy. I thought he was a serious man.
What the hell? What? He's giving away our best hangout spot.
Boy, that he
The
really is
sewer.
goth. He really is goth, hey?
Yeah.
He
Just like the
comes to
Phantom.
Toronto. He could have gone up to CN Tower. He could have gone to see a Blue Jays game. He could have gone to the island. And instead, he goes in our oldest sewer. I mean, Billy, never change.
I I wonder if like when he starts a concert he goes, "You guys want to hear some of our new stuff?" And then the whole crowd
No.
goes, "No." And he goes, "Well, I put a lot of effort into it, you know." There's probably reams of Smashing Pumpkins albums that don't get listened to.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel really guilty about criticizing these people today. They're doing way better than me.
I haven't.
I guess we gotta have Aaron on to talk about Smashing Pumpkins. But have you guys been to this sewer that he was hanging out in? Like, I don't know about our cool sewer.
I've been to a number of sewers, but not, I think, that one.
I'm trying to find the video because I sound like a crazy person, but I swear to God, he was in a sewer.
Mike,
Yeah.
I hope that after the whole 19-year-old thing that the sewer story isn't wrong too.
Okay, I'm sending it to both of you. I found the video. We have
Thank
folks.
God.
We got him.
Thank God.
Did you hear about what I did
Texted.
when I fell into that woman's manhole? You
What?
know what I
No.
did
No.
afterwards?
No.
I sewer.
I sewer.
That's good.
Guys, I texted
Thank
you the
you.
video of Billy Corgan
Okay.
in the sewer, and I think it's important that you watch it. It's captioned, "I'm in the sewer."
Cool. Well, while I'm watching the video of Billy Corgan in the sewer, I saw a different video of Billy Corgan or picture in Toronto, and he was inside the Sky Dome, and Billy was wearing his kind of cloak and his sort of gothic, scary outfit, and he's right in a concrete hallway right in front of a big Blue Jays logo. And I just
Oh
thought,
my
I
God.
think
you
I
wouldn't put
saw
those
that.
things together.
Is he
It's
here
like
for TIFF?
Yeah, I wonder or were they just recently playing here? Weren't they doing like a double bill with someone? Oh, it's not a video. It's just a still photo.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God, Mike.
This is literally my nightmare. Anyway, I'm
Wanna
sure this is
go for a
exciting.
ride.
I had one last thing before we, unless Mike, you had something there.
Oh God, no.
I was just going to ask Chris because Chris, you're a pet owner,
Mm-hmm.
and Ebony and I have a new cat, Wally,
Yeah.
and I have COVID. By the way, everyone, if I look and sound horrific, it's because I have COVID. But so Chris, do your cats when you shower?
Yeah.
Do your cats like to watch you?
Not at all. They're
The
nowhere in
new
sight.
the
In
new
fact,
cat. Mm,
yeah, the new cat.
if he hears the shower, it's like scratch at the door. I'm like, oh my God, I open the door. He
Mhm.
zips in and he
Mhm.
watches me shower so intently. Like truly for him, this is, I think, TV or like watching a movie or playing
Mhm.
PlayStation is watching me shower, clean my ass, shampoo my hair. He loves it.
The two main zones that need cleaning.
The two things I do. So I was just wondering if he loves watching me shower or if this is a cat thing and maybe Chris's cats love seeing him naked, sutting up and cleaning all the parts of his body.
So
But
it's not even like curling up on a rug nearby. It's like
no,
watching you.
no, he gets on the edge and he's so intently watching like everything I do. Like he's so fascinated by it. I think it's
You
the
know,
thing he likes in the day. Like that's what he looks forward to in a day.
you know what I've heard about cats? They're curious.
He's very curious.
Maybe he's protecting you.
Maybe.
Do you cover up your penis when your cat is looking at you?
Well, Mike, that's a great question because my instinct would be I would try to do that.
Good.
But in the shower, there's not much you can do. So you kind of just have to get that bar of soap and
You could hide your penis
clean.
under the soap, or you could cup your hands around the damn thing.
True, but I still have to clean it. So I end up revealing it and scrubbing and scrubbing.
You could turn your back to the cat so the cat doesn't see you manipulating your own penis.
No, I can't. I have to face the cat and present to him.
Wow, this is a new type of cat. That would make me uneasy.
It's a bit of an adjustment. I think a dog would be worse. I don't know why. Somehow the cat, I'm like, well, whatever. You can see.
It's like a dog would be like your best friend watching you in a vulnerable moment.
Where a cat's a bit more like a roommate.
Do you leave the door open for the cat when you're on the toilet?
I shut it, but anytime I do anything in the bathroom, he wants to be in there.
Oh boy.
But I think it's still because he thinks I might be in the shower, because I'll be on the toilet and I'll hear scratch at the door. I open the door and then he runs to the shower. Like he doesn't even take a second to consider, am I in there yet or not? He's just like,
your cat is addicted to your body.
Yeah, he is.
Well, that's good.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
I sent you the video of Billy Corgan in the sewer. I texted you the actual video.
I watched it.
He's wearing
I'm gonna watch it in the break.
A t-shirt that says Kafka on it.
I hate that. That's cool. I hate that. I've never been in the sewer in my own damn city, and Billy Corgan gets the privilege to do whatever he wants because he's a celeb.
These rock stars get to live lives we can only dream of.
Well, I guess if James walked through the sewer naked, his cat would follow behind him.
Imagine, James, you were some sort of like Pied Piper type figure where you're naked, leading all the cats in Toronto through the sewers. That'd be interesting.
I like that. That would
but
be cool.
The pipe,
like the penguin in Batman Returns, kind of.
Oh my god, underrated film.
And I'm in a little bit better shape than
Mr.
Penguin.
DeVito.
Well,
okay.
Shall we move on?
Sure.
Gentlemen, before we get to this week's Evil Man topic, we must mention that we have a Patreon account at patreon.com/evilmen. And if you sign up for it, you get 2 bonus episodes per month, as well as you get to be on our Discord and chat with us, and you get early access sometimes and discounts to live shows, a million fun treats. So if you like the podcast, why don't you sign up at patreon.com/evilmen? And if you don't sign up, maybe you could please rate us 5 stars on iTunes or Spotify.
Oh, that would be amazing.
One perk that might entice you to sign up for Patreon. James, you mentioned that our subscribers get to be part of our Discord. There was quite a spirited conversation on the Discord related to a discussion that we had with Suze Kempner recently about drinking milk in the summer, or drinking milk at all. I think that was on our recent bonus one. We were talking about how gross we found it when people drink a big pint of milk, especially on a hot day, but really at all. And there was we talked about a competition. Who was it? Some baseball players would make a ball boy.
Yes, they made a
drink a bunch of milk and he would barf. And there was a discussion on our Discord about apparently we attract a lot of milk lovers to this podcast, and several of our listeners are defending the practice of drinking big cold pints of milk as a treat.
Yeah, shout out Lisa. She was right in there saying, "Hey, I drink milk. I really enjoy a big glass of milk. some other people in there too. Yeah, they enjoy a big pint of milk with dinner. So maybe Mike and Suze are wrong. Maybe it's not a little odd. I don't know. What do you think, Chris?
I'll never back down.
If you were on a date, Chris, with a hottie and you got a martini and she got a pint of milk, what would you think?
Well, I remember this girl I dated in high school was a big milk drinker, and we actually were having like a makeout session, and I was like, this is so gross. Her mouth tasted like milk. And my friend Brendan one time told me one of the realest things ever when we were little kids. He was like, you can't share milk with people because it just tastes like mucus.
Oh, it's so
And
true.
that stuck with me forever. So
you can't share a milk product with someone, I would say. Yogurt, ice cream, no way.
yeah. Yeah, because it's mucusy.
Yeah.
It just tastes like you're, blah.
That said, I respect it. If you enjoy a glass of milk, I respect it. I do.
Yeah, sure. And okay, if you have a big slice of chocolate cake with chocolate icing or something,
yeah,
I could have a little chaser sip of milk, and that really complements those chocolate cakes and stuff. Really, and milk, they really complement each other. But a whole pint glass of milk out in the sun, no hat on.
Yeah, I told the story of seeing a guy on a hot day this summer walking down the street with no shirt on, just like jeans, and he was drinking from a carton of chocolate milk.
Oh my God. See, I just picture that guy's ass spraying shit everywhere. In his jeans.
Well, you should hook him up with the girl you made out with who loved milk. Maybe they're the perfect couple.
She's married now, and she has like 2 or 3 kids or something. So milk did a body good.
Mike, you know what would be a great prank we can play on Chris?
What?
No.
If either of us ever have to make out with Chris, beforehand, we should drink so much milk.
Oh my God.
And really mess with him.
It would take me back to that time.
Yeah, Chris. And at the end of the makeout, when we pull off our wigs and go, "Aha! It was us all along," you'd feel sick.
You'll be disgusted because you'll taste milk on both our mouths.
Here's me in therapy the next day. My good friends Mike and James drank milk and made out with me to prank me, to remind me of the time in grade 10 when I made out with a girlfriend who tasted like milk when we kissed.
Oh.
And the therapist would say, "How did that make you feel?"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "I don't know. It was weird."
So, listeners, if you want to get in on all this exciting milk chat, this is all to say you should sign up to be a Patreon supporter for full access to our Discord.
Are you a Patreon? Are you actually an Evil Men Patreon?
Yes, master.
Show us how Patreon you are by voting for Evil Men this November.
Well, gentlemen, maybe it's time for us to move on to the next part of the show, which we call the topic. Now, Chris, you actually picked a topic this week.
Yes, I picked this topic. I read this article. I got really excited about it, but then I panicked because of my terrible time management skills. And I said, "James, can you help me?"
Hey, it's my pleasure. And I said, "Chris, it's my pleasure to do this." And
a lot of pleasure going on in this episode, just going to say.
The pleasure zone.
Well, Chris, do you want to say what the topic is this week? I mean,
so I picked it, and I know the story, but James, I forced him to read the same article I did. Some of you might be familiar with the story because it was big news when it happened, but the New York magazine just came out with like a super detailed version of it, and it's really gripping and crazy. It's Travis the chimpanzee.
Yes. Now, we haven't done many animals on the podcast. I guess skunk ape and I guess Cthulhu. But
Skunk ape is like gotta be close to be like Evil Men's mascot. Like I love Skunk Ape so much.
Yeah, I love Skunk Ape 2, actually. Yeah.
well, I mean, I think we mentioned this, but Amanda, our listener in Florida, there's a hockey team down there called the Skunk Apes, and she's like, I'll get you guys skunk ape hats.
No
Let's go
way.
Skunk Apes. Let's
It'd be
go
funny if you
Skunk Apes.
it'd be funny if you did stumble upon the skunk ape in a Florida swamp and it sprayed you with a stink mist like a skunk.
And you're like, oh, great. My big vacation to Florida has been ruined.
Imagine you saw this.
shirt.
You see the skunk ape in the swamp, and you're like, it just looks like Bigfoot, and you're like, huh, wonder why he's called skunk ape. And then you see in his pubes, there's a white stripe in the middle, and you go, oh, that's why you're skunk ape.
Yeah, and like skunk ape's crotch thinks that a cat that got wet like white paint striped down its back is a skunk ape's crotch as well, and then it chases it around town trying to make love. That's a real deep Pepe Le Pew shitty joke. Sorry.
That's for the Looney Tunes heads.
Yo, we got some Looney Tunes heads out there. That's all, folks.
Anyway, so yes, the story was, heavily, it comes heavily from a New York Magazine article by Dan P. Lee, all about Travis the Chimp. If you're interested, you can Google it. But let me tell you all about it, and Chris, you jump in whenever you wish. So I'll begin with the story of Travis the Chimp. So we start with a woman named Sandy Harold, who was born in 1938 in Stamford, Connecticut. And excuse me for a second, guys.
Oh, James is getting emotional thinking of Travis the Chimp and his story that we're about to
Clear my
hear.
throat. Sorry, Michael. So this woman, Sandy, she lived in Stamford, Connecticut her whole life. And she had multiple marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Her
And we're off to the races.
If you think that's funny, you got a lot coming.
Mike is not going to be able to get through this one.
So, yes. Her second marriage was a little rocky, and there were affairs and a lot of drama. She had a child. She had a child named Susan from that marriage, but they got a divorce. And eventually, this woman, Sandy, met a guy named Jerry, who was kind and intelligent, and her life stabilized, and they got married, and they raised her daughter, Sue. So you have Sandy and Jerry and Sue settled in this lovely town of Stamford, Connecticut. And Sandy and Jerry opened multiple businesses. They were entrepreneurs, and they opened a tow operation, spelled T-O-W, and an auto body shop, and they soon became unlikely millionaires.
From the
Our topics always
shop.
make it seem so easy to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm just going to open up a tow shop.
So
want that northern cottage soon. So time to
I
get
guess
serious.
when you provide like a service that people actually need, that's how you make money, and that's something I only realized last week.
Yes.
Right.
Nobody needs your stand-up.
True.
Something to think about moving forward in this business.
All the aspiring stand-ups out there, open a tow truck business.
So there was more to Sandy than just tow trucks and marriages. You know, she grew up with horses. And from time to time, Sandy and her daughter would barrel race and rodeos and have fun with horses.
Yes.
And it was actually during a stint with the country singer Loretta Lynn's traveling rodeo that
Mm-hmm.
Sandy became friends with this 18-year-old runaway woman named Charlotte Nash, who was rodeoing her way around the country.
A runaway woman.
Keep her away from Dave Grohl.
Oh God, yes. So Charla will play into the story later in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so in this rodeo, Sandy happened to come across like chimps that were there for the rodeo, and she thought, "Oh my God, I love these chimps. These are adorable, basically."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so
A
between
chimp
this,
didn't a chimp during the rodeo like actually run right up to her and like jump in
yeah,
her arms or something?
exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So
God.
she
Love at
was like
first sight.
she was taken by this charismatic rodeo chimp.
Yeah, basically.
Tale as old as time.
Have you guys ever dream like it would be amazing to have a monkey if you didn't have any issues. Like I would love a monkey. I mean, I get
I,
it.
I think it'd be amazing if I had a dolphin for each foot and they took me across the ocean standing up.
So yeah, Sandy, she's got this business booming. She's got horses. She's got a bunch of dogs. She's got a pretty happy life.
That's awesome.
Um,
But yeah,
however,
she didn't keep this chimp from the rodeo. She just had this connection with it and was like, "Ooh, fun."
it's
Right.
just kind of planting the seed in her mind that maybe someday she would like her own
So a
chimp.
Yeah.
chimp seed had been planted in her brain.
Yeah,
Yes.
do not watch the video of the chimp seed being planted in her mind.
So, so Sandy's daughter Sue's married some guy and moved away, and this made Sandy, the
Suze?
mom, Sue. Mike, I've got Sue's on the brain.
Wow,
Uh-oh,
that's a bit
watch it,
concerning.
you.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm a
What the
married guy.
hell?
No disrespect.
Okay.
It's
So
Sue,
anyways,
not Sue's.
this horse named Ebony. Oh wait, what's going on? And we all say each other's girlfriends' names by accident.
So Sandy's daughter Sue married a guy and moved away. And Sandy was bitter and heartbroken. I think she
Ah.
might have been a little bit maybe unbalanced, if that's the right word.
Emotionally unstable, maybe a bit needy.
Yes.
Okay.
No offense, Sandy.
No offense to Sandy. So then Sandy's parents passed away, and suddenly Sandy is she's older, she's unhappier, her parents are gone, her daughter's moved away, life doesn't seem so great anymore. So in 1995, Sandy did what anyone in that situation would do.
Mm-hmm.
She traveled to the suburbs of St. Louis and bought a chimp.
Yeah. And it was like a baby. Like, I think she watched it be born.
It was a little baby it was a little baby chimp. I said a little baby shrimp.
It would be weird if you had one shrimp as a pet.
She saw a shrimp
and a
ring
shrimp.
in St. Louis and she took one of them home.
A shrimp ring ran up and hugged her. Imagine you had a live shrimp swimming around in like a marinara sauce tank. Under the marinara sauce. She had a little baby chimp. It was born, and the mother, I think, of the monkey giving birth was, what's it called? Do you have it there, James?
Well, yeah, the name well, first of all, she named the chimp Travis after her favorite singer Travis Tritt.
Oh, not Robert De Niro's character Travis Bickle from the movie Taxi Driver?
No.
Okay.
No, but
And
that
as
is
Chris,
interesting, Mike, that you say that because Travis the chimp does become a hardened taxi driver in New York.
And I assume he ends in violence, or he commits a horrific act
well,
of violence like Travis Bickle did.
you'll see.
Okay.
Yes.
But as Chris was alluding to, Travis was the son of a chimp called Coco, who had been snatched from the jungles of equatorial Africa in the early
Aw.
70s and purchased for $12,000.
Boo.
Yeah. So Sandy, she cried as she was given this little baby chimp, and she paid $50,000 for it. And she wrapped the baby in blankets and boarded a flight home with her little baby chimp, Travis.
Oh, she wrapped him
So,
in swaddling clothes.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. This is to Sandy fully her baby child,
yeah.
Travis. Her son, basically.
I
And
mean,
so
my
back in
my parents did that when I, left home to go to university. I mean, whose parents didn't replace them with a little chimp for $50,000 US?
Empty nest syndrome.
Yeah, we did the chimp thing.
Michael, I just want you to know that your new chimp brother tore down all your Metallica posters.
Mom, Dad, you gave my room to the chimp?
uh my parents just sent me a picture of this chimp using my rollerblades. What the hell, man?
So back in Stamford, Sandy and her husband Jerry, they played with Travis, and he began learning their language. Sandy bottle fed him formula. She burped him. She put him down for naps in a crib in their bedroom.
Wait, how did the chimp learn their language?
Well, I apparently chimps can kind of understand us a bit,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
which is kind
weird.
of insane. Like,
They're
Mike,
very
there are chimps that can sign language like a little bit. It's
I've
kind
heard
of
that that's
fucked.
maybe I've heard that like some animal experts are like they don't really know what they're doing.
This might
I
also
wonder.
surprise you, Mike, but there are also chimps out there that know how to jack off.
Who taught them?
I mean,
Humans.
I guess in the opinion of Sandy and Jerry, and I guess the author of this piece,
Mm-hmm.
they felt that little Travis understood some
Right.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
but they
Well,
taught
dogs
Travis.
understand things too. Like if you say walk, a dog
Yeah.
I
goes,
guess
hell yeah.
they associate sounds and inflections with an activity or something.
I
Mm-hmm.
I
mean,
don't know.
chimps are the closest relative to us. I guess it's not insane
Mm-hmm.
that they could have some kind of like 2-year-old or 3-year-old level intelligence. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not.
Have you ever seen that monkey driving the golf cart? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. I've seen a poster of a monkey in a suit as well. And he's
There's
like,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, thank God it's Friday. And he's like, it looks like
I've
he's
seen a
stressed.
monkey in a suit with a briefcase bribe a politician.
For more bananas in the zoo.
Yeah, more
Um,
bananas in Wall Street.
the banana lobby is wreaking havoc on Capitol Hill. So yeah, they
You know what?
retrofitted their
Okay,
house.
I'm so sorry,
Hmm.
James. I'm so sorry,
No,
James, but you stumbled upon
no.
something, an incredible idea. Okay. They should remake again because I think the new series has gone off the rails probably as well. Two self-series. Remake again Planet of the Apes, but that's how the conflict starts. You've actually got humans and apes doing trading on in Wall Street together, and inside trading and all this stuff, all these problems happen, and they actually go to war with each other over corruption.
I
But they're
love
both
that,
corrupt, but the
man.
two corrupt forces fight each other, and they all wear suits, and it's like, who's the real animal?
No, Mike, according to Wikipedia, the,
Someone
it
listening,
is
write that down.
No, I think it's a good idea. I'm picturing the very bloody. I'm picturing like corpses and of monkeys and humans, and just like the camera's
Mhm.
panning, and there's some like bloody bananas, and yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like one monkey in a suit standing by a hot dog vendor eating a fully dressed hot dog, just being like, animals. They're all animals. I want to see it. I'm sorry. I want to
I'll see.
see.
I want to see it too.
I want to see a Planet of the Apes that takes place on Wall Street.
Absolutely.
well, the whole 2008 crisis would have been a lot different if there were a lot of sign languaging apes involved. I say
Absolutely.
that. So,
Yeah, I would love that.
so we're back in Stamford, Connecticut. Sandy, she's adopted this little baby Travis, and they've taught him to use the toilet, and they got him in a crib. They've renovated their home to build a big caged room in the back. Um, he sleeps in the bed with them. Travis just flat out sleeps with them every night.
Now, would you guys let a monkey sleep with you and your partner?
No, because you still have to have a sex life, and it's very difficult to have sex with your wife when there's a giant chimp in bed with you.
And you'd have a cat
Right.
already staring at your penis. You don't want to have like a chimp as well. That's too many eyes.
Exactly.
It'd be funny if you were having a shower and your chimp and the cat was in its lap and they were both watching you shower. And the chimp hands you shampoo and stuff.
Here you
I
go.
would love that, honestly.
Imagine getting a call from your mom when you're at university or you've moved away with your husband and you're like, "What? Oh, you got a chimp. Yeah, wait, hold on. You're sleeping in the bed with a chimp now too? What the
Yeah.
hell?"
Mm-hmm.
Chimps are really brilliant, Mom. You don't understand. They know how to communicate. This chimp always knows when I'm about to have a shower.
He's taught himself how to use binoculars and a camera.
He's got his own website called The Real James.
James Cam, but it's like JAMEZ KAM.
.CHIMP.
Yeah.
You get a chimp to move into your house and it sets up a porn webcam thing based on you. Like, that's so funny. They're really smart. They're making more money than me right now, actually, based on nude photos they take of me.
So yeah, they Sandy and Jerry, they take Travis to work every day. They brought like
Take
swings
Travis
and
to work
ropes
day.
in the tow shop.
Yeah.
And he was like inquisitive and friendly, and everyone loves him. Everyone's like so excited there's a baby chimp in the store.
Yeah.
And
everyone loved him.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. And
He was friendly.
Yep, these are some of the happiest days of Sandy's life. Because by then also her daughter divorced that husband of hers.
Oh, I'm
And
so
she and her
sorry.
young son, she and her young son returned to Stamford, and she moved in with her parents. So like this is a dream for Sandy. She's got her daughter back, she's got her monkey, she's got her husband, everything's good.
Yeah.
Got a tow truck business.
Susan has a new brother.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sue had a son, and Travis and the son were around the same age, so they would like play together.
Right.
Kind of wild.
Pretty awesome.
Jerry, the husband, would play catch with Travis. He taught him how to ride a tricycle. He taught him how to ride a lawnmower.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Travis would eat at the table for meals. He would have oatmeal with a spoon every morning. And they would go to their favorite Italian restaurant with Travis. The restaurant was called Polici's.
Hey,
And Mike, get this. When Travis was thirsty, he'd open up the fridge, pull out some juice and soda, and pour himself a glass and drink it. He
Totally
would.
true.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
picturing
is.
Travis rocking up with the family to the Italian restaurant, and the maitre d' being like, "Hey, it's a Travis. Give me 5, little paisano." And then Travis high fives him, and then they teach him how to like flip a pizza in the air and how to appreciate Italian music.
This is a different paisan.
There's
Yeah,
like a table of old Italian gangsters who are like, "Come over here," and they gesture for Travis to come over and sit with them, and they have a little discussion with him, and then Travis is like kind of friendly then with like
Yeah.
the local
We
sort
like
of
you, Travis.
mobsters. Yeah, you
Hey,
come to me on the day of my
Travis.
daughter's. You come to me on
Hey,
the day of my daughter's
Travis.
wedding and ask me for a banana.
It's a Travis. Get Travis's a favorite dish of a pork ragu over a creamy polenta.
How you like, Travis?
Is it creamy enough?
It's a hairy little bambino.
You come to me on my daughter's birthday asking me for a banana.
So, as you could imagine, Travis quickly became the most famous resident of Stamford, Connecticut. His parents put his image on their tow trucks and everything. Now, Mike, this reminds me of you. He also came to love police officers, and
Right.
virtually everyone on the force had their photo taken with little wee Travis.
All right,
You
Travis.
know who
this
else
the
is
first-
from
Yeah.
Stamford, Connecticut?
Who?
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh my God!
So who's more famous from Travis or Christopher Lloyd?
It's a toss
Marty. So
we gotta go back. I forgot Travis.
Marty, you gotta go back. There's a chimp that works for a tow truck company.
Oh no, I've got to date my mom and a monkey.
Wait, I didn't know that when my mom was young in the 1950s, she had a brother who was a monkey. I don't know. Sorry to interrupt with the Christopher Lloyd thing, but I wanted to see if Travis was actually the most famous character. But Christopher Lloyd, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So, Travis now is around 5 years old, okay? And the daughter, Sue, fell in love and married again and moved away again. And this upset Sandy, the mom. She felt abandoned again. She would send her daughter money and gifts. And every note that Sue sent back, Sandy would laminate. I mean, I think Sandy is a little bit, a little bit, yeah. Now, this is very sad. Sadly, Sue, the daughter, died in a car crash. She was driving back and forth from her new home back to Connecticut a lot, and she took a Percocet for back pain, and it impaired her, and she hit a tree, and she died.
Oh, no.
And Sandy blamed the husband, like, if she didn't move away with you, this never would have happened, that kind of thing.
I think
So,
Sue, like, when the car hit the tree, she, like, flew out the window onto the ground.
Yeah, I didn't add that detail, but...
Sorry.
That does sound true. So in the years after Sue's death, Sandy wasn't doing well, as you could imagine.
That's sad.
She was extremely depressed. She distanced herself from her friends, considered suicide. She had trouble even keeping in touch with Sue's kids, her own grandchildren. So at this point, it was just Sandy, Jerry, and Travis, the chimp. Sandy now considered Travis her only child.
Travis. You are my only child. Ooh ooh ee.
I'm just looking
Ooh,
at
ooh,
pictures of
While
Travis
Mike's
Yeah,
with
looking up.
different police officers.
that
Yeah,
story's coming
there's
up
Travis.
soon.
He's cute. Yeah, more pics of Travis with police officers. He is cute. Like,
Oh
what's
yeah.
funny? I was saying to Chris, like, with Bruno passing away and getting a new cat, I've been thinking more about like, oh, I love animals, I love pets, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a weird part of me that understands Sandy's insanity. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would love a chimp that was just sweet and walked around my house, and there's a part of me that gets it, but I guess maybe there's some deep end I haven't gone off that stops me just before I actually go to the place of actually buying a chimp. But I kind of get it in a weird way. I get the impulse because
You lack.
Travis is
Don't do
probably an
it.
adorable little thing.
I say
Don't
this
buy
as
a
a
chimp.
friend. I say this as a friend, James, but you lack chimp courage.
Mhm.
So now, Mike, we all remember turning into an adult, hair where there didn't used to be,
Oh
and all
God, do
that.
I ever? Yeah.
Well, Travis at this point now in the story, he's becoming an adult.
He
Now,
decides
Mhm.
to
get
go through
this.
puberty.
Yeah. Now get this,
It was
Mike.
a choice.
One night after work, Jerry, the husband, he's sipping on a glass of wine, and
Yeah.
Travis hops up next to him on the seat. And Travis was interested in what Jerry was drinking. So Jerry said, "Hey, here, have a sip of this wine."
Yeah.
And this became their nightly ritual.
Wow.
Mhm.
A glass of wine, one for Travis, one for Jerry.
Yeah,
Every night
James,
they drink a glass of wine together.
are we in Stamford, Connecticut here, or are we in Paris, France?
I know. It's quite sophisticated.
Mhm.
So, now we're in
I'm quite
2003 and
sophisticated. I'm drinking a glass of red wine with a monkey.
After my day working at the tow truck company.
so
Well, anyone, give anyone $1 million, see how they use it. Wow, I never thought
so
my tow truck company would take off and make me a millionaire. Time to drink red wine with a monkey.
I feel like the luckiest guy in Connecticut.
Have a sip, Travis.
Imagine there's like a rival tow truck company that's struggling and they're like, fuck that guy. He's getting all the business. He gets to go home and drink wine with his monkey.
Yeah. Oh my God. Then the tow truck company is like, we're the only tow truck company that has a pet snake. Ow! The pet snake just bit me. And then they whip it against the ground 30 times.
yeah, he
Oh,
tries
no.
to drink wine at night with his pet snake.
All his
That's not the
family
same.
dies. All his family dies from having snake bites. What the hell was I thinking? Of course, a snake's not as good as Travis the chimpanzee.
This is like a Far Side novel that's happening
Yeah,
here.
it literally is.
Yeah, what's next? A
Um,
cow wearing 60s reading glasses?
so one night in 2003, we're maybe starting to see a little bit of misbehavior from Travis. Um,
Hey, we all
one
go
night,
through that phase. It's fine.
yeah, you're right. Well, the three of them went in a car ride one night, and for some reason, somebody kind of chucked a bottle, like a plastic bottle, in through Travis's open window because Travis would drive around with the window down and look out the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so Travis undid his seatbelt, unlocked the door, went out into the road in his diapers, which he didn't wear at home, but he would wear outside, and he
Mm-hmm.
lunged at some passersby. And then all of a sudden, he lay down in the street and began rolling around on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And people in cars honked and pointed. Neighbors came out to watch, and Travis was having fun. He's climbing over cars. He's hooting. He's smiling. He's chasing police officers. He's smacking police officers on their bums.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this was kind of considered oh, it's no big deal. No charges were pressed, and
The
all
the
the
cops
police liked Travis.
the cops didn't react in the usual way and unload all the bullets in their guns into Travis the chimp.
No, they
They love
didn't.
killing animals. They love shooting dogs. They love
No, they didn't.
They
They
love
were
shooting
okay with
mentally
Travis.
ill people who are having a hard
yeah,
day.
yes,
Yes.
for sure. But they also, whenever a dog is present at a crime scene that just like barks, they like shoot it like 60 times.
Yeah.
No, they were okay with Travis, surprisingly.
All right, all right,
And everyone kind of joked about this event, and people
nice.
kind of knew that, well, this is in violation of a permit to keep a primate over 50 pounds, but he's like a local celebrity, so let's not pursue this matter. Um, Now, Stanford's animal control officer was concerned, though, and she spoke with Sandy and said, Travis is now a fully sexualized adult. Chimpanzees in the wild, by the way, have sex as often as 50 times a day.
Hmm.
That's more than Chris masturbates.
Yeah. Or at least thinks
So,
about it.
right. That's a lot. So,
They say a man thinks about masturbating 50 times a second. And that's a true statistic.
so this woman is trying to convince Sandy, look, this chimp is becoming an adult. Chimps have sex 50 times a day. He has
Yeah.
the strength of 5 men, and
That's
also
crazy to me.
5 horny
adult
men. Yeah.
Yes, 5 really horny men.
Yeah.
And also, adult chimpanzees are known to be unpredictable and potentially violent, which is why all chimp actors are prepubescent.
Yeah.
She's like, listen, maintaining Travis for the duration of his 50 or 60-year life is not viable.
Yeah.
So,
She really reached out and tried to express
yeah.
her concerns.
And Sandy tried to say she had an open mind, but she's just like, no, Travis has never shown any violence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So at this point,
She's a
But
good
they did
mother.
whitewash that sort of, yeah, that pandemonium in the town, like,
yeah, please elaborate, Chris.
no, but that's it, right? Like when he was running around, even the police were like, they filed the report as he was in a playful mood because they felt like
Mhm.
they didn't want it to be an issue, and so
Yeah.
they really whitewashed like the maybe borderline danger that could have happened from a chimp
Yeah.
running around and disrupting traffic for 2 hours.
Was
And
there
so the
like a
Yeah.
news
family really,
story?
yeah, I think so.
Like
But it was
Yeah.
just like
tonight.
playful chimp. Travis the chimp has fun with cars.
Tonight's top story.
I think it was definitely a big local story, but like, isn't that funny?
Yeah, it was like the squirrel using the water ski or whatever.
Well, I'm sure this is the last time we'll hear about Travis in the news.
Now they did
Yeah.
keep Travis at home after this. They didn't let him, go out into town anymore.
TMZ
But
found footage of Travis walking into the wine rack. Wearing like a trench coat and a hat after that.
um So
But
this
yeah.
is quite sad. Sandy's husband Jerry got cancer and he had to go to the hospital. And even he kind of urged her that, like, hey, if anything happens to me, I think you need to send Travis to a sanctuary.
Mhm.
Right.
And it was sad too because, at least according to the author, um while Jerry was in the hospital, Sandy would call Jerry and put Travis on the phone, and he was very upset that Jerry wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, he was like
And
really upset. He didn't have
mhm.
someone to drink wine with at night.
Yeah,
Did,
it
did
is sad.
did Travis start, drinking like 2 or 3 bottles of wine a day because he was sad?
I wonder.
Moved on to cocktails, became a mixologist.
Yeah, he would
Well,
tell Sandy, "You don't understand me." And he'd sway
Travis
back and
learned
forth.
to make old fashioned.
Yeah.
well, sadly, eventually Jerry, the husband, passed away. So as you can imagine,
Yeah.
Sandy's pretty devastated. So remember at the beginning of the story about a certain runaway woman named Charla,
Yes.
which is I've never heard that name before, but her name is Charla.
Maybe it's short for Charlotte.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Well,
Or no, it's
anyway.
short for Chargatha.
Yeah, Chargalatha.
Well, Charla had been on in some rough times. She had been homeless and just had some tough times looking for work. And Sandy said, "Hey, why don't you move back into my place and I'll give you work and, get your life back on track, I guess."
Yeah, Susan's gone. Jerry's gone.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It's sad.
And then she also has like some children that she didn't keep in touch with, right? Or grandchildren?
Grandchildren. She didn't keep in touch with her grandchildren, which is kind of
because of first marriage type stuff.
I'm
So
not sure. It seemed like when her daughter died, also, she just couldn't deal with seeing her grandchildren, which I don't quite understand, to be honest.
She became more reclusive and
yeah. So by this point, sorry, I was just going to say by this point, little Travis, he didn't really look like that cute little tiny little baby anymore. He was 14 years old. He was 5 feet tall. He was 240 pounds, and he was morbidly obese. His hairline had receded dramatically. His center torso had gone gray. His face was all wrinkled. His chest was saggy. He spent the majority of his days snacking, watching TV, playing on the computer, and roaming the house. What was he playing?
The Sims.
The Sims?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, great minds think alike.
Roller Coaster Tycoon was Travis's favorite game. Wow, that reminds me of what I was like at 14. Almost, exactly.
He would go to the fridge and they had like different popsicles marked for like strawberry and like fudgesicle or something like that. And so he could choose which one he wanted. So he was like literally fully a morbidly obese 14-year-old chimpanzee eating human food and drinking red wine and eating fudgesicles.
It sounds not
There's
bad.
some other food they mentioned that he liked too, and it's like fully like unhealthy junk food. What was it? Do you have any marked down?
No, I didn't write that down. But yeah, so poor Travis and Sandy are both kind of going crazy. She didn't leave the house except once in a while she'd go on a crazy shopping spree at TJ Maxx and spend like $100,000 and otherwise wouldn't leave the house. And she'd just like fill up her rooms in the house with random crap.
So they're like two garbage pail kids living together, but one of them is a chimp.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Now comes the part of the story when, well, let's just say it gets a little bit darker. So I suppose we could say a little bit of a trigger warning here for a bit of violence and that kind of thing.
Can I guess what happened? Did Sandy buy the wrong type of Pop-Tarts and Travis threw a fit?
Oh, wait, before I could say,
she bought a Pinot Noir.
No, you're coming up to it. You're coming up to it.
Honey, Travis doesn't drink Pinot. I only drink Malbec. We've been over this.
Travis
the
got a
first words
Malbec
ever spoken by Travis were, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah, it's very well rated on Vivino.
Okay.
Anyway, so here's the sort of dark part of the story.
Yeah.
Well, one day Travis is being a bit difficult and he's running around outside and banging around between a couple cars and behaving badly. And Charla, she went out and was supposed to bring him in, and she brought out a toy to like, come on Travis, come inside. Anyway, seemingly inexplicably, Travis got very, very angry and started attacking Charla. Sandy screamed.
Yeah, here's an important detail that we need to say. So Charla just got her hair dyed, which is kind of maybe important because it was like a different color.
Oh,
I think. Didn't it
I
say
Did
missed
he
that?
not
that.
recognize her then? Do you think he thought
Yeah,
she was someone else?
maybe. And she also had a gift. Uh, um, yeah. So she. Okay. So she bought a. Charlotte came home. Can I read these two paragraphs from this article? It's
Sure.
Absolutely.
really good. So yeah, you're right, James. Sorry, but this is like crazy to me. So he's really agitated this one day, and they don't know what the hell's going on. So after 3 p.m., Sandy's in a bit of a panic. She's meeting a friend, and as she'd been cleaning Travis's room, he walked into the kitchen, picked up the keys from the counter, unlocked the door, and ventured out into the yard. He'd seemed agitated for a good part of the day after, this is what I was thinking, after eating a lunch of fish and chips and Carvel ice cream cake. Okay? Like, this is just a regular day for a monkey living in a house.
Like he's probably supposed to only eat leaves and bananas and like
Yes.
bugs or something.
Yeah, and also I don't think he's ever hung with another monkey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just living with these people forever. So he'd not been particularly interested in watching any of the 3 TVs that were playing in the house. He did not want to draw or color. He did not want to pet his cat Misty. Even the smorgasbord of food, the popsicles in the freezer she labeled for him with R for red and F for fudgesicle, the steam in a bag vegetables he liked to toss in the microwave himself, was unappealing. Sandy, slightly concerned, had dropped a Xanax in his mug of afternoon tea. All right.
Oh,
So
I
she's on the
did
phone
not
with
catch that.
Charla. She told
Good
her about
catch.
Travis. What's that? Sorry, James?
I said I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so she's on the phone with Charla. She told her about Travis. He was outside, she said, running from car to car, apparently wanting to go for a ride. He'd ignored her entreaties to come back inside. Later, Sandy would say that Charla volunteered to come over and help. Charla would maintain she was asked. In any case, Charla arrived at about 3:40, opened the iron gate at the end of the driveway, and drove to the front of the house. She stepped out onto the frozen dirt and grass and held over her face a red Elmo doll she'd thought to bring with her. Travis was in the front yard about 35 feet away. He knuckle ran toward her, then came up on his two legs. Do you want to hear? Do you want me to just read the rest? It's
It's
pretty gripping. Should I just
it's
go?
quite dark. Warning, but it is quite dark.
Okay. Travis, Sandy shouted. Travis, what are you doing? Travis, stop. Travis, it's Charla. Travis. Travis knocked her into the side of her car, then to the ground. Almost immediately, Charla turned red with blood. Sandy screamed and grabbed a nearby snow shovel. She ran to Travis and began beating him over the head. He was screaming too, a terrible high pitched screech. He continued at Charla, unyielding. Hysterical, Sandy ran back to the house. She grabbed a butcher knife. She ran back, screaming all the while. As Travis stood over Charla, chewing, ripping, pulling, Sandy plunged the knife into his back. He did not stop. She pulled the knife out and stabbed him twice more to little effect. Travis stood up finally, turned to look Sandy in the face, directly in the face, then continued. Sandy ran to her Volkswagen Passat, parked about 15 feet away. She got in and locked the door. She dialed 911, still holding the butcher knife. Now, this part's crazy. This is her, Sandy, talking to 911. So yeah, so this is just Travis just went on a slow decline, like James was describing, since Jerry's passing. And this is just one crazy, moody day out of nowhere,
And
feeling,
also he's an adult chimp now, and
yeah,
they are very violent.
the strength of five men is absolutely frightening to think about when you're thinking of this angry, moody, weird, bizarre, elderly chimp living with two frail women at this point because they're old and and tiny compared, you know. So it goes. Listen to this. This is so gripping. Stanford 911. What's your emergency? 241 Rock Rimmon Road. Send the police. What's the problem? Send the police. What's the problem there? The chimp killed my friend. What's wrong with your friend? Sandy gasped, pressed her feet into the floor of the car to turn around and look, her face pushing the buttons of her cell phone. She sobbed. Oh, please send the police. With a gun, with a gun. Hurry up. Who has the gun? Please hurry up. Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend. I need to talk to me. I need you to calm down. Why do you need somebody there? What? Please, God. What is the problem? He's killing my friend. Who's killing your friend? Chimp. My chimpanzee. Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend? Yes, he ripped her apart. Hurry up, please. What is going on? What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey is doing. Okay. Yeah, trigger warning. He ripped her face off. He ripped her face off. Gun. They got to shoot him. Please, please, hurry, please. Ma'am, I need to calm down. They're already on their way. I can't. He's eating her. He's eating her. He's eating her. Please, God, please, where are they? Where are they? It went on for 12 minutes. Okay, so when the authorities finally arrived, Travis, like, Charla's face has been ripped off, eyelids ripped off, lips, everything. She's just this like bloody hunk. The hands are twisted and broken, like right off, basically. And she's just been like thrashed by Travis like 1,000 times. The police like fill Travis with bullets. He like looks at them. I think he goes back into his room, is it?
He survived the bullet
Yeah.
shots,
Yeah.
but then eventually walked away and collapsed, I think.
Yeah, when they arrived, they saw a body lying mostly naked on the ground, lifeless and covered in nearly half its blood supply. Travis was roaming the property, and then he came over to the police car and swatted off its driver's side mirror. So it weirdly sounds like an episode of Cops. With a
Bad boys,
belligerent
bad boys.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
What you want? What you want? Yes, I would love to see a Bad Boys take place on Planet of the Apes.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so like chunks of scalp and fingers lay scattered around the yard. And there was a stump of what remained of her arm. With the stump of what remained of her, Charlotte Nash reached for a police officer's leg. It's so messed up. So he knuckle walked through the kitchen, leaving a trail of blood, the bedroom, and into his room. Then he grasped his bedpost, heaved forward, and died. So yeah, so he kind of just did all this insane, psychotic damage one grumpy afternoon, and then walked back into his room after being shot and stabbed a bunch of times. Or morbidly obese chimpanzee died in his bedroom. It's fucking
That's
insane.
how I want to go.
Yeah. Mike, no. Hitting Mike with a shovel. Get off. But Charla survived. And you must have this is where I very much remember the story, because I followed it a lot when it came out around 2008 or so.
Right.
They did like multiple plastic surgeries to try to reform her face. Her hands are obviously gone and her wrists are mangled, but they try to repair her as much as possible. And bizarrely enough, in the article, Charla sort of has a hopeful philosophy still about being like, yes, I look different, but trying to uh like embrace the life moving forward that she's luckily still has. But oh my god,
Right.
like
Yeah.
she survived, and it was just like the
Yeah.
most savage, incredibly frightening thing you could ever imagine.
She went
But
on
yeah,
Oprah.
she went on Oprah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was after
Yeah.
Sandy like invited her to come and like stay with her.
That's the thing that
Yeah.
stresses me out the most. And James, I agree with you that Sandy, a pet owner and having a lot of love for animals and people too, because she cared about her family so much. But all these warnings about having an adult
Oh,
chimp, and
yeah.
it's not really, and even her husband is like, if with me out of the way, I would like you to take care of Travis properly. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, she invites a stranger into the house.
I've
Yeah.
listened to this Zoo Miami guy, Ron McGill, a lot on this podcast I listen
Yeah.
to. And
Yeah.
he always says, like, it's not okay to have these exotic animals. Like, the whole Tiger Joe, whatever that documentary was. Like, there's certain animals it's just not okay to have because they're not domesticated and it's not in their, it's not in their nature to be nice human adaptable pets their whole lives. And it reminds me of grizzly man too, where sure he
Yeah.
might love the bears and maybe he does have a connection with these bears, I guess, but they're also wild animals and
Yeah.
they might kill you, and that's not their fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine a delicious, like, carne asada taco was being nice to you.
And then one day
After
you're
a
in a
while,
bad
you're
mood.
yeah, "Come here, you. Crunch."
Oh
Yeah.
God.
So apparently Charla sued Sandy for $50 million, but I did not
Oh, yeah.
find I don't think it said in the article what the result of that was, but Sandy, so get this, after all
Yeah.
this happened and it's a huge story and Charla, she does get this kind of reconstructive surgery and you can look her up online. She's blind now and she doesn't have a hand
Yeah.
and but um Sandy still through a friend got a friend to adopt another chimp that she would kind of like go see here and there. Like, good
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah.
But
I
eventually
would be
Sandy,
scared of chimps after that.
yes, but eventually Sandy had a heart attack and passed away. So
Mhm.
that's the story of, yeah, Travis
Yeah.
the chimp. But
She went to.
Also
She was called home by
mm.
the big chimp in the sky. God.
Yeah.
yeah. So listen to this. Okay. Um, in her plot, like where the tombstones are, where she's buried, beside Jerry, inside a sealed vault, inside a sealed coffin, Sandy Harold wears an animal print shirt and tight jeans distressed from ankle to hip. Her fingernails are painted pink, and her hands rest atop her abdomen. Against her one side stands an urn containing the ashen remains of her daughter Susan. On the other, in the same urn she'd slept with every night since that day in February, are Travis's.
Jesus Christ.
So after Travis did that to Charla, she's buried beside her husband, and she's got urns with Susan and Travis beside her forever in her grave.
Yeah, that's a step too far, I'd say.
You don't see
Travis was
yourself
at
getting
she was just like, Travis was acting weird that night.
Mike, you don't see yourself ever being buried with monkey ashes?
Let's put it this way. If the monkey leads a good life and doesn't rip off my friend's face, yes, I will be buried with that monkey's ashes. But if it does rip off my friend's face, those ashes, they're going in the toilet.
It doesn't. I'm not to get too like I don't know, heady about it, but isn't it crazy how the blatant line between us as civilized
Man
animals,
and
I guess,
beast?
quote unquote. Well, yes, man and beast. Flat out, man and beast. Like, that is, as much as we want that chimp and we might love that chimp and the
Mm-hmm.
chimp is sweet and cute, it 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 might eat your friend's face.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just kind of crazy.
And there are plenty
I
of
always
examples from history, even recent history, of this kind of thing happening where one day a huge wild animal just like turns and kills the
Yeah.
owner.
Oh,
It's
Siegfried and Roy, one of the white
yeah.
tigers attacked one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never kind of bounced back from that. The tiger had his neck locked in his jaws, right?
Yeah.
In front
Yeah,
of like paying audience members.
They're
and
like,
he
this
still
is
finished the magic trick.
this is the
Yeah.
weirdest magic trick I've ever seen.
I will make my neck disappear. Bros before monkey ashes, in my opinion. Even those videos that we get every now and then in our algorithm of giant tigers being reunited with the guy who raised them and they jump on them and
I
hug
love
them. I'm
that.
like, I can't watch this, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't
I
trust this.
know.
You know what's funny? And it's not violent, but it is. I guess it's emotional violence. Maybe there's a video of Latoya Jackson being reunited with Bubbles the chimp after I think Bubbles was taken away from, or he left Michael Jackson
Hmm.
before Michael Jackson died. I think Michael Jackson donated him to like a sanctuary or something. Anyway,
Hmm.
um, after Michael Jackson died, there's a video of Latoya being reunited with Bubbles, and she's very
Hmm.
emotional, and she's like, "Bubbles, it's me," and Bubbles just has no memory of her, and he could not care less about Latoya Jackson.
That's
So
amazing.
she's lucky
I
though.
personally barely remember Latoya Jackson.
Bubbles was like, "Which one is this again?
Yeah.
No, not Janet, not Tito.
No,
R.I.P.
Janet.
Yeah.
Bubbles is signing that you are not Janet.
Ooh, Latoya, you're being dissed by Bubbles.
Janet had this incredible solo career that like made you forget that she was even Michael Jackson's brother. Latoya just had like a brief stint in like Playboy or something,
I think so.
you know?
Who was there? There was also Joe. No. Who were the other? Because it was.
The father was
Jermaine
Joe.
Tito.
Oh yeah, Tito.
Tito just
Jermaine.
died yesterday or the day before.
No.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
I saw a weird conspiracy video on Twitter, and a guy said that he thinks that Michael Jackson was all a setup, all the pedophile stuff, because Michael Jackson's head of security became Diddy's head of security, and I don't know. But imagine we were
That's a
wrong
lot.
about Michael Jackson this whole time.
It was a boy conspiracy. All those little boys conspired to ruin a good man's career.
Yeah, they would meet in dimly lit basements and plan out the ruse.
It's the boy mafia. It's real. Look it up, listeners.
Mhm.
Oh boy, mafia. Oh my God. Well, gentlemen, perhaps it might be time to be paid a visit from the
Evilometer.
Oh, here he comes swinging on a vine, and he's got a bottle of wine in one hand and a ripped off bloody clump of flesh in the other. he's morbidly obese, and he's eating a plate of fish and chips. It's the Evilometer. Okay, hey, buddy.
Hey, Evilometer.
Hey,
I miss being able to
Evilometer.
eat fish and chips since I had to go gluten free. Let me tell you,
Damn.
I envy Travis in that one department.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah.
I'll go first. Travis, the chimp, I think your evil score is 0.00
Damn.
because you are a wild animal and you weren't being evil. You shouldn't have been in that situation. I do feel very sad for Charla, the poor woman, but I don't think it was Travis's fault per se. I think it was the situation.
Interesting. I'm going to give Travis actually a score of 3.6. And I'll tell you why. I agree, James, that he, as a wild animal who has no sense of right and wrong, wasn't responsible for his actions when he attacked Charla. And it's very tragic that he did that. But the situation was all wrong. He shouldn't have been living in a house in Stamford, Connecticut. However, the fact that he was a fervent supporter of the police, that rubs me the wrong way, and I think that's why I'm giving him a 3.6. He's not perfect.
Fair.
He was too rah about the cops.
Just saying that, you know what would actually be wild? Teaching a chimp Christianity. Imagine they
Right.
made him really Christian. That would be kind of awesome.
This is like a sci-fi or like a fantasy novel or something.
Yeah.
Sci-fi, I guess.
No man in the world has right to rip the face off of another human, twist their arms right off, and throw their fingers and scalp all over a yard. Nobody has the right to do that. No human has the right to do that. A chimpanzee, on the other hand, well, go nuts, my friend. I'm with James. You are 100% allowed to be a chimpanzee. And if anyone should be even making a smidgen up the evilometer, even if it's unconscious and they had good intentions, but they were directed in the wrong direction, it's Sandy and Jerry,
It's Sandy.
probably.
Yes.
Because they were
Yes.
throwing a chimpanzee around everybody's direction. They were
Yeah.
letting him hold babies. They were letting him hold children. They were letting
He
him run
literally
around the
could have
town.
eaten a baby.
There's
It
that
wouldn't have
picture.
been that
the picture in
crazy.
the very first picture of the article is him smiling, holding a baby. It's like, are you kidding me? If I just had a baby, do not put it in a monkey's hands. That's absolutely insane.
Oh God.
Get my
Yeah.
baby away from that goddamn chimp.
Chris. I
I'm
thought you
giving
were laid
0.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm giving
Like-
0 to Travis but I'm giving a WTF score to the family.
Yeah.
Do you think that after this horrible incident happened, do you think that the guy who ran the Italian restaurant was like, "Oh, thank God, Travis didn't go crazy in the restaurant and make a great big mess"?
Now that's a spicy meatball.
And that's a
Yeah.
spicy chimp ball.
Imagine a chimp. Hey, Travis, have your regular seat at our Italian restaurant. And then it just trashes the restaurant and rips everyone's face off. Oh no, why is this not working out?
You don't like the gelato?
It's just like, I don't know, man. It's like that movie that Melanie Griffith's family made with lions where they're like, ow, 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 ow. Like the whole time they're filming it, the lions are clawing them with claws and biting them, and they're like, ow, 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 cut, cut, cut.
Yeah. Tippi Hedren and her husband kept huge lions in their Hollywood
you know what?
home. How did that...
Mike, let's keep this as a teaser. Maybe we should just dive into that for another episode.
Sure, it can be a bonus next time.
Say the
I don't know
premise
that
again,
story.
though. Let's tease it.
I don't know the story. I'd love to know.
There's even a movie about it.
Yeah, there's a movie about they were making a movie as a family with them literally acting with lions, but the lions really fucking hurt them all the time and their children.
It's called Roar.
Maybe
the movie's called
Roar.
Roar.
Yeah, it's called Roar, and Melanie Griffin as a young one is in it, and I think
Peter Griffin.
I think Melanie Griffin looks like different because I think she may have needed surgery after it. Is that true?
Oh my God.
Was she?
Well,
yeah, I'm not sure if the family were ever like viciously attacked, but yeah, I wonder.
But they were like, ow, ow, fuck.
Yeah.
Next bonus.
Let me see. Adventure comedy film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for both of you, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, it's actually Griffith.
Congratulate both of you for telling us the story of Travis the chimp.
You know what? I really like these episodes where it's kind of just this specific tight story, and I don't know. I thought it was really interesting and very sad, but funny at times too. And there you go.
Would you agree with this statement? It's easier to research an episode on Travis the chimp than, say, Ronald Reagan.
Honestly, it was. So if there's any other animals out there we can do, I would be thrilled.
I picked this one, but as you saw, James did the dirty work. So thank you so much, James. And I was also psyched for you to read the story for yourself, anyways.
It was nuts. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for picking that up. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Well, we'll put Travis's contact info in the episode show notes if anyone wants to get in touch with him.
Charlotte, if you're still alive and out there, I am deeply sorry about your trauma. That must have been the craziest thing that could ever happen to a human. Is that a bad way to end
anyone
it?
have any shows coming up?
Well, I can announce this huge show announcement. An international guest is coming to Toronto on September 26th. That's a Thursday at Laugh Sabbath at Comedy Bar on Bloor Street. Suze Kempner has been confirmed to be doing Laugh Sabbath, and I believe I'm on the show as well.
She's coming
to Toronto.
That's great.
She's
awesome.
Yes, she's coming to visit. So if you want to thank her in person for picking the episode about the space woman who had the diapers, that's your opportunity.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That'll be so nice to see her.
Okay, here's a teaser for when we talk about Roar at some point. Griffith received 50 sutures after being attacked by a lioness. It was feared that she would lose an eye, but she eventually recovered without being disfigured, although she did require some facial reconstruction. So the Melanie Griffith that blew up from was it Working Girl and that kind of era?
Yeah.
Already had a reconstructed face from her family making the movie Roar with real lions.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. So don't think that you have a grasp over wild animals. You're nuts, all right? Grizzly Man and everybody out there.
Yeah, listeners.
Yeah. Anyone listening to Evil Man, keep the wild animals out your house.
Smarten up.
Yeah, Will Smith should have slapped Chris Rock and said, "Keep wild animals out of your motherfucking house." Oh, well, I don't know if I have anything to promote. I think I do, but I can't think of it right now. That was another great episode of Evil